All right. So Charlie likes beer. He also likes to make beer, and this would be back in, I think, the late 90s or early 2000s. He was a very generous soul and decided to bring in, I don't know, probably a dozen to 20 bottles of beer for various individuals. Then there was a Christmas or Festivus event in the afternoon. I think back then we would have them at like 2 p.m. because they wanted to get as much work as they could out of us before we get left for the day. So everyone had gone off to the festival except for Nick and me. We were the only ones on the floor. And I'm just sitting there waiting around for Nick to be ready because he was going to drive me over there. And all of a sudden I heard this crash from the aisle over. And I knew no one else was on the whole floor, so I went over to look. And it was from Mario's Cube. And where there had once been a beer bottle, there was just glass and beer everywhere, all over the cube. Now, there were a couple Festivus miracles there. One is that Mario wasn't in his cube at this time, and he would have been slightly damaged. The other one is he'd spent, I think, most of the day up until the 2 p.m. event cleaning his desk. So all the papers and everything on his table were all gone. I think his cube has never been as clean as right before the beer bottle exploded. So the next thing Nick and I did is at risk, well, we cleaned up Mario's cube. And then we went around defusing the rest of the floor. We got a box and we luckily didn't explode anymore and stuck them all into a box. And we left them there over the weekend, and we checked back on Monday. They'd all exploded.
Someplace, wasn't there a picture of Nick with a jacket on backwards and the box?
I don't know about the pictures. I do know you can go to Mario's old cube. We checked this, I think, just like 6 months ago.
Which is in this building.
In this building, not his current cube, but the one building 3. You can still see a faint beer stain outline because it's been kind of near the cube wall, and you can still see the stain. Yeah. So I think the moral of the story is, I think Charlie might be brewing some more beer. And, if you get a package from Charlie and it's a beer bottle, just be very, very careful, and you don't know what his intention was when
It's recommended to drink it. It's been there for like months, right?
No, this was the same day.
No, it's the same day.
Oh, same day.
I had.
It was at Christmas.
Okay. Did Mario sit by his PC fan?
Yes, that's why Mario's went off so quickly. Was Mario had set it right next to the warm spot.
It was far enough away from his computer that his computer wasn't damaged. It was just a little mess. There wasn't any and a stain, but there wasn't any real long-term damage.
Well, he was documenting the warning label.
Yeah, they just needed a warning label.
So what happened? Why did it explode?
Oh, I had gotten in a hurry. So the previous year I had made Christmas beer, and by the time I give it out to all my friends, there were only a few bottles left to give out at work. And so I had only had 3 or 4 bottles. And so I thought the next year that, I'm going to make a batch of special Christmas beer, and I'm going to give it out at work for everybody. And the thing was that I waited a little too long to start. And so the beer wasn't done fermenting when I put it in the bottles. And so it just continued fermenting and building up pressure, building up pressure. Pressure. Mario happened to sit his bottle in a warm spot where it exploded, and they actually fixed the fabric, but the exploding bottle put a big shard of glass in the fabric of his cube wall, right where his head would have been. So that was the miracle part, was that nobody was injured. I gave Razmik headaches for a week because we were collecting the bottles and putting them in a case under my desk where they continued to explode, and they soaked the carpet, and the evaporating beer was getting to Razmik was on the other side of the cube wall. He was starting to complain about the smell of the alcohol in the cubes. And but yeah, Nick went around and collected all the unexploded beer bottles as the bomb squad. I always thought that was pretty funny.
All right, well, thank you, Charles.
That's